All right, let's talk about it. That big, kind of scary, but also exciting journey of starting at the gym. We're going to break down exactly what happens to your body and your mind from that very first awkward workout all the way to the 90-day mark, which is when you really start to see some changes. So let's dive in. I mean, we've all been there, right? You sign up, you show up, you try to lift some things that feel way heavier than they should. But what's really going on inside? What's the story your body is telling? Well, let me tell you, it's about a whole lot more than just getting bigger muscles. It's like a full system upgrade. And that's really the core idea of this whole thing. Your body is just incredibly smart. To deal with this new stress you're putting on it, it has to literally break down old structures, we're talking muscle fibers, energy systems, so it can rebuild them. And when it rebuilds, it makes them tougher, more efficient, and a whole lot stronger than they were before. But before you even touch a single dumbbell, the very first battle is all in your head. It's about getting over that initial hurdle and just walking through the door. Let's be real for a second. The gym can be a super intimidating place. You walk in and it feels like every single person is staring at you, especially when you see these guys lifting what looks like a small car. But here's the secret. Nobody cares. Seriously. They're all in their own zone, focused on their own thing. And trust me, every single one of them had a day one where they felt just as lost as you might. The biggest mistake you can make is comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. The only thing that matters is that you show up. So what's the trick to showing up consistently? Well, fitness coach Tom Holland absolutely nails it here. You can pick the fanciest gym with all the bells and whistles, but if it's a 30-minute trek across town, you're going to find a million excuses not to go. Pick a gym that is ridiculously convenient, either right by your home or on your way to work. By just removing that one little barrier, you make it so much easier to stick with it. Okay, so you did it. You walked through the door. You conquered the mental game. Now it's time for the physical one. And that first week, well, it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system. The moment you start that first set, it's like an alarm goes off inside your body. It goes into this state of emergency, rerouting blood flow away from stuff like digestion and sending it straight to your muscles. Your brain starts firing signals to break into your energy reserves, turning stored sugar into instant fuel. Adrenaline spikes, your heart rate shoots up, your whole system is on high alert to handle this crazy new thing you're doing. And then comes the day after. You know the feeling. It actually has a name. DOMS, which stands for Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness. That deep ache you feel a day or two later isn't a sign you hurt yourself. It's literally the feeling of those tiny, microscopic tears you created in your muscle fibers. This is that tearing down we talked about. It's the damage that has to happen for the rebuilding to begin. And yeah, let's not sugarcoat it. It can feel pretty brutal. This quote really captures that feeling of waking up so sore that even breathing feels like a workout. But here's what I want you to do. Try to reframe that feeling. It isn't just pain, it's progress. It's the physical proof that you pushed your body, and it's already getting to work on making you stronger. But here's the cool part. While you're hobbling around feeling that soreness, your body is already giving you some pretty amazing rewards. It's repairing those muscle fibers to be stronger than they were before. You'll probably find you sleep better, like deeper, more restorative sleep. Your metabolism gets a nice little kick, so you're burning more calories even when you're just sitting around. And some of the hormones released during exercise might even make you feel less hungry for a bit. So, you survived week 1. Awesome. Now, if you keep at it, that 1-month mark is where things really start to shift. You stop just surviving the workouts, and you actually start feeling the benefits. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important thing for any beginner to understand. In that first month, you're going to feel way stronger. That exercise that felt impossible on day 1, now it feels doable. But here's the thing. It's not because your muscles got a lot bigger. It's because your brain got smarter. It's a neurological change. Your nervous system just gets way more efficient at telling your muscles what to do. The visible muscle growth, that comes later. First, you get better at using the equipment you already have. So how often do you need to be going to make all this happen? Well, this data from a recent study gives us a pretty good idea. If you look at people who are actually going to the gym, the most common answer is 2 to 3 times a week. And for a beginner, that is the absolute sweet spot. It's enough to challenge your body to change, but it also gives you plenty of time to rest and recover. Remember, consistency is way more important than intensity right now. And while all the physical stuff is happening, there's a huge mental shift going on too. Every time you work out, your body releases endorphins. Those are your body's natural feel-good chemicals. After a few weeks of this, your brain starts to anticipate that reward. Exercise slowly stops feeling like a chore you have to drag yourself to and starts becoming something your brain actually wants because it knows it's going to feel good afterward. All right, now we get to the part everyone's been waiting for, the 3-month mark. This is so often the turning point where all that sweat, soreness, and consistency starts to pay off in a way you can actually see. This really lays out the entire journey perfectly. Week 1 is just survival, right? Getting used to it all. Month 1 is when you start to feel strong and capable, all thanks to your brain getting better at its job. But by month 3, the physical changes finally catch up. This is when that muscle growth, that hypertrophy, actually starts to become noticeable. You'll begin to see more definition as your body composition starts to change. But honestly, what you see in the mirror is only half the prize. The research on this is so clear. The mental benefits are just as big, if not bigger. Working out is one of the best things you can do for stress and anxiety. As you start hitting your goals, your confidence just skyrockets. We've talked about the sleep, but it also makes your brain sharper, improving your memory and focus. And maybe the best part? The self-discipline you build by just showing up starts to leak into every other part of your life. Okay, so you know the why, you know the when. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually do this? Let's put together a simple, no-fluff game plan to get you started on the right path. Forget all the complicated nonsense you see online. At the end of the day, progress really comes down to these 4 things. 1. Stick with compound lifts, the big moves like squats and presses that give you the most bang for your buck. 2. You have to apply progressive overload. That just means you're always trying to do a little bit more than last time. 3. Eat enough protein. It's the building block for muscle. You can't build a brick house without bricks. And 4. Sleep. Seriously, make it a priority. Your muscles don't get bigger in the gym, they grow when you're resting. And finally, let's make sure you sidestep the classic rookie mistakes. Never, ever skip your warm-up. It's your #1 defense against getting hurt. Leave your ego at home. Lifting with good form is always, always better than lifting heavy with bad form. Don't get distracted by all the little fancy exercises you see influencers do. Stick to the basics. Write down what you're doing so you know you're actually getting better. And never forget, what happens in the kitchen and the bedroom is just as important as what happens on the gym floor. So there you have it, the complete roadmap for your first 3 months. It's a journey of tearing down, building back up, and discovering what you're capable of. The path is all laid out, the science is on your side, and the benefits are just waiting for you. The only question left is, what's your next move?